Hi everyone, Dr. Demetrios Kydonieus, chiropractic nutritionist. Today we're going to talk about posture and how posture has a negative effect on your spinal alignment, on your shoulder movement, your hip and your knee joints. And if you don't pay attention to it, over time it will slowly grind those joints down, and you'll be standing kind of looking in the mirror one day and you'll notice one shoulder's higher than the other, my head sits forward and turns a little bit to the side, and my one hip is higher than my other hip. And you go, how did I get this way? You got that way very slowly. It was not the old football injury. It was not the horseback riding accident, although those things did have a contributing factors, if you will, to where you are now. But literally these kind of postures usually come from the little things you do every day that you don't pay attention to. So the big thing here in this modern society here in 2024 is we're all looking at our phones. We're basically staring down with our head bent in this position and we're texting. One-handed, two-handed, or we're swiping right, swiping left. We're on tablets, we're looking at videos, laughing, we're answering emails, doing things on social media. But if we notice, what generally happens here is my tummy goes forward, my back starts to sink in, I lean on one leg more than the other leg, and my other shoulder pops up automatically just to compensate, and then my shoulders round, my upper back here gets kind of hunched over like an older person, and then my head goes forward all the time as I'm looking at my phone, paging through things, or I'm on my tablet, or I'm sitting on the sofa doing the same thing, and I roll my shoulders and I'm on my laptop or I'm on my tablet doing computer stuff. This modern interface world of being connected on social media, on emails, on work programs, on personal programs, whatever it is causing our posture to go to pot, literally. And that posture is straining your neck, damaging your low back, and you're slowly grinding away on the discs, the cushions in between your vertebrae. So you just want to be aware of these things. I know I'm not going to stop any of you from using those tablets, phones, and video games for the little kids. Take a little side note here. With your young children, limit the screen time. I personally wouldn't be giving kids under 4 any kind of device as a babysitter, a video game, a little tablet, a thing to learn their ABCs on. They're going to just mess up their development of their normal cervical and lumbar postures because they'll be staring down a lot more than they were meant to during the real formative years. So limit screen time. You want kids up, you want them playing, you want them crawling, you want them rolling down, and it's okay when they fall off the couch and they hit their arm or they bump their butt or their head. So they fall too many times, bring them into Dr. D or your local chiropractor and let that chiropractor help them out. So we have these postures. What do we want to do? We want to be aware of them. So being aware just means I've been doing a lot of stuff on my phone, my neck is getting a little stiff, my traps are getting sore, I'm starting to get a headache going up the right side of my head, behind my eyeball. That's a trigger point headache. That's not an aspirin headache. It's not really a migraine headache, although it can be excruciating and cause a tension headache or a cluster headache, which will send you to the bedroom and turn the lights out. That is a pinched nerve in your neck and a muscle spasm in the big muscles on the side of your neck. What do we want to do? We want to reverse that posture. If I've been kind of doing this all day, I got my back in, my neck down, then common sense says I want to stand up straight. I want to bring my head from out here where my chin is hanging over outer space and I'm overusing these muscles to hold it in place. I want to just get my head, in my case, head's about 10 pounds. And it sits, I want it to sit on top of my bones. Okay, my bones are very strong and they don't require any energy to hold my head up. But as soon as my head leans forward about an inch, all of a sudden I'm using the muscles in the back of my neck to kind of hold my head so I don't fall forward. And you're actually using the muscles in your low back, the back of your knees, and your calves. Stand up, move your head around, you'll feel what I'm talking about. So what we want to do is, we've been in this slouchy posture, we want to reverse that posture. So you just want to stand up, a couple back bends. Oh, that feels good. A little to the side, other side. Kind of move the hips around. Do some what I call hula dancers. Hip circles to the one side, hip circles to the other side. Keep it moving. Your shoulders have been here and your head's been down. Head up, shoulders back, chest out, and your butt is still sticking out. So squeeze your cheeks together, tighten your tummy and pull your tummy muscles to pull your hips up. And that just kind of rotates your pelvis, gets your pelvis under your chest, and then your shoulders back, chest out, and your head just sits on top of my shoulders. My ears should line up with the middle of my shoulder when I'm standing in good posture. So we want to be aware of that. So as we've been texting, walking around the park, the city, the house, we want to take a moment. We want to do this exaggerated military posture. And then you want to relax it, okay? Then you want to just move it around. But if you notice, I'm keeping my pelvis tucked under my spine. I'm keeping my chest out and my shoulders back. And my head, hopefully, my head is following my shoulders. And it's back here where it should be, and not here in outer space, putting too much pressure on my upper back. So that's posture. Thanks for tuning in. I know it was a little longer than you expected. Hopefully you learned something. Take those tips, and we'll talk to you another time.